To you I lift up my soul, O my God. To you I have trusted. Let me not be put to shame, nor let not my enemies exalt over me, and let none who hope in you be put to shame. Psalm 25, verses 1 to 3. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Well, it's the beginning of another church year, and Lord knows I really need a fresh start. 2020 has been a year like no other. That much I think we all know and can agree on. But for me, not surprisingly, it's been especially difficult on my spiritual formation. Even with the opportunities I've had this year to receive Christ physically, to go to church in person, to go to adoration in person, it all still just doesn't feel enough. And right now you're probably expecting me to say something completely righteous and holy, like that's what thirsting for Christ is supposed to feel like. And while that's true, that's just not the reality of my heart's condition at this time. It's more of a feeling that I'm not doing enough, like I'm not pursuing Christ enough. Maybe the easiest way to label it is that I'm just spiritually lazy. Yeah, that's really the truth of it all. After trying in the beginning of the year to feel as zealous as I did last year, I guess I just gave up trying. That, in addition to some drama with friends, resulted in me just staying quiet more about my faith and essentially being more complacent than before, which is not the ideal season to be in as a Christian. I mean, I still hear Mass, I watch Father Mike Schmitz every now and then, I do a Bible study here and there, and I pray the Rosary almost daily. All good and great things, but there's still something missing. Meanwhile, my parents' faith has grown a lot, which to me is still kind of a shock. This has been something that I've prayed for a while. I'm kind of known to be the Catholic Jesus freak in my family, and to have my parents be more faithful and be more intentional about their faith, I guess you could say, has been a blessing and really beautiful to witness. But there's still a part of me that just feels upset and disappointed even. Like, my parents have this newfound faith and rejuvenation and zeal in their heart, and I feel like I've lost mine. I guess that's one way to put it. But what I have been working on is focusing on my identity. My identity as a daughter, one who is respectful and patient, obedient, and giving of her time. So for me, that entails doing more chores, listening to my parents, putting aside my own wants and desires at times, and training this little but big dog. I have a little bit of news to share with you, which is my good friend Reagan just reached out to me. She is a local photographer for weddings and all that jazz. So she's hosting a giveaway for Christmas because she's just a good-hearted person like that. So she asked me to be part of her hype crew, which means I get to help spread the word. So if you follow me on my Instagram, starting Tuesday, I mean, this video will come out after that, but hopefully by the time you see this video, you're still pretty recent and can hop in onto one of the giveaways and get one of the items that we're giving away. All this to say that I guess not unlike Mary and Joseph in this season, I'm searching searching to find some sort of answer or hiding place. Searching to find what exactly it is that God wants me to do with my life as I'm in yet another existential life crisis as an unemployed millennial.
Fire danger.
Huh?
I'm searching to find what are exactly my passions, what are the gifts I have, and how can I glorify God with those gifts? What can I do to better myself every day as a daughter,
I am.
as a disciple, as a friend, as a minister? What can I do to get myself out of debt, to set up a stable future for myself, whichever vocation that may end up being? What does my dream life actually contain? And although it's a confusing season for me, as spiritually lazy as I felt, I also feel closer to Mother Mary and St. Joseph this Advent than last Advent, because I'm leaning into the exhaustion they must have felt. I'm pushing myself with what little energy I have to just make it through the day. But at the end of the day, at the very least, I'm lucky my body is still standing, my heart is still beating, and everyone I love is still safe and healthy. So what else has my faith life looked like in this season? Well, after leaving my job as a case manager, I think that was the start of this weird limbo I'm in. I took on an internship as a youth minister for about 2 weeks, but I soon realized I just wasn't experienced enough and that my heart wasn't in it. And I think part of it also had to do with the fact that I just didn't feel my strongest spiritually, or maybe even mentally. But for some reason, even though I have felt spiritually lazy, there is still this hardworking part in me that I've noticed and observed, because every Monday night I've been able to push myself to show up for a theology class, which is about an hour and a half long. But I do it because I know it could be good for me in the future if I were to work at the church. Alexa, start focus time. But more so than just setting myself up for future career opportunities, I'm also learning a lot in this class. And it's actually been pushing me to strive to be better, even if it's in the little ways. Something that stuck out to me in our last class was, "You are the only gospel some people may even see." And I found that to be so striking because it made me question, if I'm spiritually lazy, if I'm not striving as much as I should be, then what reflection of Christ and his good news are people going to see in me? I mean, the last thing I want people to see is my false sense of righteousness and holiness. What I mean is, like, when I minister, I want what I say to be true of my heart's actual condition in that moment. I want to be a person who automatically thinks holy thoughts because her whole heart is converted and zealous and convicted by God's goodness and how he can fill my heart like no other. And I want people to know that truth. I want people to know that heaven is actually possible for them. I want people to know through me that you don't have to have it all together all the time, and that you don't have to be or look a certain way, have perfect skin, to be considered enough, whatever that even means. You don't need to strive to be loved, because you already are. I also realized that despite my shortcomings, God has given me the grace to evangelize simply just by allowing myself to be me. St. Catherine of Siena said, "Be who God created you to be, and you will set the world on fire." Here's the thing. I know that my heart is good, and that's been true even before I fell in love with Christ, because he specifically formed me to be this way. But it's in the day-to-day routine, it's in the mundane, it's in the quiet and stillness that I'm searching still, searching for God in all those places because he's present with me everywhere. I'm searching for ways to glorify him just by using the gifts that he's given me and just by being me. I've learned to search for him in the moments I have a meal before me, prepared by the hands of loved ones, because not everyone has that blessing. When I get new things in the mail, he's there, even if it's just a visor and a sticker. because I really love stickers. He's there when we have Zoom nights, when we're preparing to minister to teens. He's there when I'm traveling to pick up my mom every night. He's there when we video chat with my grandma, who we've been trying to see for the past 2 years, but something always got in the way. When her and I have a language barrier, and her health is slowly declining, and I don't know when's the next time I get to see her, but I pray all the time that I can see her before it's too late. But we always find a reason to smile. I've come to realize that in this crazy, chaotic, sometimes nerve-wracking year, God has really made himself present the most in a subtle way. And that is through the mending and healing and restoration of my relationship with my parents. I mean, I'm 25 now, but it wasn't until recently that I think we've been at our strongest point in our relationship. Last year, I definitely didn't prioritize it enough. I didn't give them enough time. So the fact that you're seeing all these clips that we're sitting down and having meals together and communicating, this is all kind of new territory. I mean, we did it when I was younger, but as I was getting older, it just kind of became a tedious thing. But it really shouldn't be. Part of it is also because me and my mom have always had disagreements, but this year, God's really changed her heart, and I'm so grateful for that.
What's this one? The round looking one. Yep.
So yeah, this Advent, it's gonna be different. But it also feels like the start of something good, true, and beautiful. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm sharing my heart, because maybe by doing so, I can actually hold myself accountable to strive to be better and to abide when God is calling me to be still and abide in him. So here's to our long journey with the Holy Family to meet the one who is hope.
This is what got me.